It's time for another installment of Flashpoint. We're getting even closer to the Falcon Heavy launch date. News 6 morning anchor Justin Wormuth sits down with CBS's space analyst Bill Harwood to get his take before the launch.
Good morning, I'm Justin Wormuth. Right now, anticipation is growing on the Space Coast as SpaceX prepares to launch its Falcon Heavy rocket for the first time ever. That rocket, which the private space company says is capable of sending humans to Mars, is the most powerful rocket in the world. And joining us today to talk about this historic launch is longtime CBS News space analyst Bill Harwood. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I know you have a lot to get to. It is a busy time for you at this rocket launch. For the folks at home, first off, I want to ask you just about your time with CBS News. I know you started in 1984 covering launches.
Well, I did. I started in '84 with United Press International as Cape Canaveral bureau chief. Covered a couple of shuttle launches before that for my college newspaper, believe it or not. And then in 1991, I transitioned over to CBS, and I've been there ever since. So covered 130 shuttle missions. I don't know how many unmanned launches or unpiloted launches, I should say. But quite a few. It's been an interesting time down here.
And it is getting back to being pretty busy on the Space Coast.
Well, with SpaceX, it absolutely is. You know, they launched 18 flights last year. That's a modern record for one company, and I think they have between 20 and 30 flights planned this year. So with them and United Launch Alliance, and of course, NASA hopes to begin launching astronauts back to the space station. Pretty exciting times.
And speaking of, let's get into that Falcon Heavy rocket, which one day could send humans back to space from our soil, American soil. What excites you most about this launch?
Well, it's a unique new rocket. It's a heavy lift rocket. As you mentioned earlier, this is going to be the most powerful operational rocket in the world. You know, they've strapped 3 Falcon 9 core stages together. Each one of those stages has 9 engines. So at liftoff, this thing's going to have 27 engines burning, generating something like 5.1 million pounds of thrust. And we haven't seen a rocket like that since since the shuttle days, and before that, the Apollo program. So it's pretty exciting to see any kind of a machine that has that kind of horsepower.
And we often think back and refer back to the shuttle era and the feeling of a shuttle launch when you go watch it in person. It's unlike anything that I've been a part of since the ending of the shuttle era. How would you say this Falcon Heavy would compare to a shuttle launch?
That's a good question. I mean, the thing that made the shuttle so unique from a visual perspective were those 2 solid fuel rocket boosters on the side. Those things were just gigantic boosters, biggest solid propellant boosters that have ever been launched with people on board. And they put out a really unique roar, a crackling roar that's really kind of indescribable if you haven't heard it. Of course, the Falcon Heavy is all liquid fueled, RP1, kerosene, and liquid oxygen in those 27 first stage engines. It's going to be loud. I don't know that it'll have the same impact as a space shuttle with those boosters, but it's going to be the loudest thing anybody's heard on the Space Coast since the shuttle stopped flying, that's for sure.
Because the other loud one, if you will, the Atlas Heavy, or excuse me, the ULA Delta IV Heavy, which this one sort of trumps a little bit.
It does. It has more lift capability than the Delta IV Heavy, but of course that's an extremely powerful rocket too. But again, I think this one is unique because it's never flown before, so that's going to generate a lot of interest. And again, it has the most thrust of anything launched since the space shuttle.
And you covered the test fire of this.
Absolutely, and it
you were
was
there.
Quite exciting.
What was that like?
Well, you know, it's interesting. We've covered lots of, they call them static firings, where they take out a Falcon 9 rocket. They always test fire the first stage engines before launch just to make sure everything's working properly and no funnies in the system somewhere. Right. But this time it was 3 Falcon 9s firing at the same time, if you want to think about it that way. Huge plume of steam. You know, the water they put on the pad, those engines are, turning that into steam almost instantly, and you get this huge billowing cloud that towered up into the sky. And normally at the press site where I work from, when they do a single rocket firing, you can barely hear it, but these 3 together you could definitely hear. So I'm thinking when it takes off, it's going to be a pretty good show.
Bill, sit tight. We need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk about what's on board the maiden voyage and some of the excitement that's growing on the Space Coast. Keep it here. Welcome back to Flashpoint. I'm Justin Mormith alongside our guest, longtime CBS News space analyst Bill Harwood. And Bill, this morning we're talking about the upcoming SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket launch, which will be part of spaceflight history for sure. When we think about missions and payloads, we often hear about these military satellites, some of these top secret missions, and often sending supplies back to the crew on board the ISS, the International Space Station. However, with this launch, the payload is obscure, I guess you could say.
Well, it's not obscure. It's very definitely interesting, that's for sure. You know, it is the first flight of a rocket. It's unproven, so you wouldn't expect the military or somebody to put a very expensive satellite on a rocket that's never flown before. Usually when you have a first flight, they just put ballast up there, you know, some kind of a, you know, dummy, a simulator that weighs what a satellite might weigh, so you can get a good feel for what the rocket's going to do. But in this case, Elon Musk, the founder and chief designer of SpaceX, has put a cherry red Tesla Roadster on top, an electric sports car that he's using as his dummy payload. He says he's going to be playing Space Oddity on the stereo. And if you're familiar with SpaceX launches, they always have cameras on that upper stage. So I'm anticipating at some point, if it gets that far, we're going to see a Tesla flying off into the void. That's going to be something to see.
And someone who maybe not familiar with Elon Musk, he is also the founder of Tesla. So marketability, this guy is on top of it. In fact, he said, quote, "I love the thought of a car drifting apparently endlessly through space and perhaps being discovered by an alien race millions of years in the future." That is Elon Musk to a T.
It really is. He's a showman as well as an engineer. But in this case, they haven't given us very many details about the trajectory. He said when he originally announced this last year that this would be flying all the way out to Mars. It's not going to go into orbit around Mars, but it is going to go into a deep space orbit as far as the orbit of Mars. We understand. Again, we haven't had any details yet, so it may well be out there. That Tesla might be there for a long, long time.
$100,000 that Tesla too, which is about $1 to Elon Musk. Let's move into the cost of this sucker, this $90 million sticker price for these launches for this Falcon Heavy rocket. Obviously, it's a lot of money, but compared to similar heavy rockets, it's a bargain, maybe?
Well, that's the advertised price on the website, $90 million at the SpaceX website. I don't know that I believe that number. He advertises a regular Falcon 9 at around $60 million, but when you throw in things required by the Defense Department to launch a military payload, that's expected to add, I don't know, 20, maybe $30 million to the price tag. And with the Heavy, you just have to take that with a grain of salt. It is very definitely less expensive than a heavy lift United Launch Alliance Delta IV. There's no doubt about that. But how that's going to shake out down the road, depending on how many they launch, what the payloads are, it's really hard to say what it's going to cost. But the one thing SpaceX has demonstrated at this point is they can build rockets that can carry payloads to orbit on a regular basis for a lot less money than we've been used to in the past. That part's true. Now, what the final number is going to be remains to be seen.
And speaking of the cost of everything, you know, they have, and I know the folks at home have seen incredible images of these boosters coming back, and at first they were landing out in the Atlantic Ocean, now they're landing back at the pad. This rocket has 2 refurbished Falcon 9 rocket boosters, and in fact they're going to be landing 3 at, it seems, one time, which is going to be pretty miraculous.
Much. Yeah, the 2, like we said, there's 3 Falcon 9 core vehicles strapped together to make up the, I'll call it the core stage, what we think of as the first stage. The 2 outer boosters have flown before. They've each got a previous flight. They've been refurbished. The central booster is new. Those 2 outside boosters are going to separate, turn around, and come back to the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, I should say, landing zone 1 that SpaceX operates. And we'll be seeing 2 boosters coming down at the same time. That is going to be a remarkable sight to see. 2 sonic booms, sonic booms from both of these things. And of course, the central core vehicle will continue on a bit more, and then it will land on an offshore drone ship. So we're not going to see that live. We may well see television from SpaceX. But seeing 2 of these guys come down at the same time, supersonically, coming down, tail first with the rocket engine firing, the legs deploying, settling down on those concrete pads side by side, that's going to be something to see.
It doesn't get old to watch those landings of the rocket boosters. It looks like it's digitally made. That's how incredible it is to see those.
It always struck me, it almost looks like a launch movie running in reverse. I mean, the first time I ever saw this, it looks utterly alien to see this thing coming down on that tail of fire to a landing. We've never seen that before, but it's commonplace now with SpaceX.
It really is. When you started your career covering space, and it's been since 1984, even before that, when you were in college, when you think back to then and how the space program has sort of evolved, is this something that you ever thought was possible?
I thought we'd see a day when rockets could return, okay? I mean, just as an extension of Space Shuttle, I mean, that was a vehicle that came back to Earth. I thought we would see something more advanced than that. I didn't expect to see this. It never occurred to me that someone would be able to build what amounts to an expendable launch vehicle, same kind we've been launching for, since the dawn of the space age, and be able to get these stages back and refly them again. That is a game changer. It's something I don't think anybody would have expected 20 years ago, and now it is becoming, I think something that people around the world are talking about. I was looking at a video of a Chinese test yesterday showing a test where the rocket takes off, moves over, and then lands. I mean, everybody's thinking about this now. So I think SpaceX has truly shaken up the pot when it comes to how to make this get costs down at some point. Whether this business model will actually work in the long run is too soon to say. But just making the attempt is something I never expected, and they've done very well at it.
So this launch, again, is happening at Kennedy Space Center's historic Launch Complex 39A, which once hosted Apollo, space shuttle missions. So if this rocket, if something goes haywire, doesn't work, maybe explodes on the pad, what would happen to that pad?
It's hard to say. If you go back to September 1st, 2016, SpaceX had a Falcon 9 on the pad at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. It exploded about 5 minutes before they had a planned engine test firing, one of those static firings we've talked about. It pretty much destroyed that launch pad. Now, that was an old facility. There was infrastructure out on the top of the ground that could get damaged by an explosion, and it took them a long time to get that rebuilt and backed up to snuff. Now, the 39A and 39B, built for the Apollo moon program and then used by the space shuttle, those are very heavy systems. But SpaceX has done enormous modifications out there to be able to take their rockets up the ramp, hydraulically elevate them to vertical and launch. If the thing blew up on the launch pad, I think it would take the pad out for a fair amount of time. And anything can be rebuilt, right? But if that happened, you have to remember that SpaceX is hoping to launch their crewed spacecraft, the one with astronauts on board, goes off that pad, presumably late this year or early next, somewhere in that time frame. And obviously, if the Heavy blew on the pad, which I don't think anybody expects, but if it did, that would set those plans back, no question.
The buzz on the Space Coast is apparent, and you're seeing it, and this launch is certainly grabbing a lot of headlines. Do you think the reason for that is because of the capability that this rocket will one day take people back to space?
It's a combination of things. It's Elon Musk. He's a great showman.
Yeah.
It's because they've been promising this rocket for a long time. When he first mentioned the Heavy, they were talking about a launch in 2011, I think, or 2012, something like that. So it's taken a long time to get here. And Musk himself has gone out of his way to downplay expectations. He's put out, in some talks last year and in tweets, he's basically said he doesn't know what's going to happen. He raised the possibility of it blowing. He said, if it just gets away from the pad, I'll be happy. I mean, when you talk like that, everybody's going to go, really? Really?
He's candid.
So I think the way Musk has described it, the fact that it's the most powerful rocket since shuttle, and the fact that it's been on the drawing board for so long, I mean, it's just something that naturally is going to generate a lot of interest.
Where will you be watching the launch, probably?
I will be at the Kennedy Space Center press site in the CBS
Been there a few
bureau.
times, oh yeah.
I'm one of those people that stares at the computer screen and the television. I don't hardly ever look out the window because it's very deceiving watching something from several miles away versus where you can see it up close. So I'll be right out to the launch pad, but I'll be watching my computer monitor.
And there are going to be a lot of people out there. If you maybe missed out tickets on the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, those were going like hotcakes, and you're interested in watching it in person, I'd throw a recommendation out there: Spaceview Park or Parish Park in Titusville, maybe Jetty Park at the port, or maybe if you like to have a cocktail while taking in a historic launch, head to the Cocoa Beach Pier. Excellent place to watch it. Again, the 3-hour launch window opens at 1:30 Tuesday afternoon. Let's hope history is made. And that'll do it for us. A big thank you to you, Bill Harwood, for being here to talk about this. We will be watching this launch very closely. More news and weather coming up in just seconds.